Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer for Grade 7. Today we're tackling Lesson ID STEM A Unit 02, Lesson Pack 04, Machine Learning Misconception Check, Video Overview. Also known by its exact title, Machine Learning Misconception Check, Video Overview. We're going to take a really close look at how machines actually learn and, more importantly, how we make sure we can trust them when they make decisions.
Section 1. The Big AI Misconception.
So, it's incredibly easy to jump to conclusions when we see computers doing these seemingly magical things. But ask yourself, does a machine learning system actually think and reason just like you do? Be honest, when you imagine a computer playing a video game or making a movie recommendation, do you kind of picture it with a brain? Deducing logic exactly the same way a human does? It's a super common misconception to think that AI understands the world exactly like a person.
Section 2. How machine learning works. To figure out what's really going on under the hood, let's dive into some evidence from OECD.ai. It's actually fascinating to look at two totally different approaches to artificial intelligence. On one hand, we have something called symbolic AI. This approach relies on human logical representations to deduce conclusions. Basically, it's humans trying to program their own step-by-step logic directly into the machine. But then, on the other hand, we have statistical AI, and this is the real foundation of modern machine learning. Instead of using human-style reasoning, the machine deduces a trend from a whole set of data patterns. Let's read this quote right from the OECD. In statistical AI, machines deduce a trend from a set of patterns. Okay, so the absolute crucial takeaway here is this. Machine learning is all about finding statistical patterns in massive amounts of data through trial and error. It's definitely not reasoning like a person. It's more like a giant math-based pattern finder.
Section 3. Keeping AI systems trustworthy. Because AI relies on these statistical patterns instead of actual human logic, we absolutely need frameworks to make sure it operates safely. If it doesn't have human common sense, how do we keep it from making dangerous mistakes? Well, the NIST framework defines trustworthy AI as AI products, services, and systems designed, developed, deployed, and evaluated to manage risks to individuals, organizations, and society. Simply put, because the machine is really just matching patterns, it's entirely on us to manage the risks of those patterns being wrong. To help us actually do this, the NIST AI Risk Management Framework Playbook gives us 4 super practical action verbs. First up, we govern. That means we set the rules and the oversight. Second, we map, where we make absolutely sure we fully understand the context and the data the AI is using. Third is measure. Here, we test the system to see if its pattern matching is actually accurate. And fourth, we manage. That's where we monitor the system out in the real world and fix any mistakes.
Section 4. Worked example. Autonomous driving.
Let's see how this all comes together in a real-world scenario, using an awesome example from the OECD, a self-driving car. In Step 1, the developers map and govern the system by collecting historical driving data and laying down human rules of the road. Then, in Step 2, they measure the AI statistical patterns to make sure it accurately predicts obstacles, like, knowing the difference between an actual pedestrian and just a shadow on the road. Finally, in Step 3, they manage this system. This ensures that based on those pattern predictions, the car makes the right mechanical decision to brake safely and get you from point A to point B without causing any harm.
Section 5. Your turn to check. All right, so you've seen how the framework functions in a self-driving car. Now it's your turn to jump in and apply this reasoning to a brand new hypothetical scenario. The OECD describes an AI credit scoring system that uses borrower data to make financial recommendations. So my question for you is this. In an AI credit scoring system, which of the 4 NIST functions involves testing if its pattern matching accurately recommends approving or denying a loan? Think back to our 4 action verbs for a second: govern, map, measure, and manage. Which one of those is specifically about testing accuracy? Got your guess? Let's reveal the answer. It is measure. Yep, measure is the specific framework function where we test the system's pattern matching to make sure it's actually reliable and trustworthy before it ever impacts a real person's financial life.
Section 6. Final takeaways.
Fantastic job applying that concept. Let's quickly wrap up everything we've learned today about machine learning, patterns, and risk management. First off, we busted a major misconception. AI learns from statistical data patterns. It does not use human reasoning. Second, because it lacks that human logic, we have to rely on NIST functions: govern, map, measure, and manage to keep the AI safe. And finally, applying these frameworks is what ensures that statistical AI remains totally trustworthy for our society.
Before we go, I want to leave you with one final, kind of provocative question to chew on as you continue your AI journey.
If AI only learns from past statistical patterns, how exactly do we measure the risk of it facing a situation it has absolutely never seen before? Think about how those NIST frameworks might handle the total unknown. Thanks so much for exploring this explainer with me today, Grade 7, and keep asking great questions about the tech that's shaping our world.